Alright, so today's video is a crafty project. I am creating a dashboard insert sort of thing for my classic happy planner. I also might be making one for my mini because I don't know if everything that I have here is going to fit on the one that I'm creating for my classic. So I haven't done anything other than print all the possible pictures that I think I want to use. So what I'm doing is my wedding anniversary, my 6-year wedding anniversary is on Sunday. And so I want to have something in my planner to just kind of celebrate the whole event. So I have some cardstock here. I have a couple of pieces of scrapbook paper that I picked up at Michael's. These are kind of cool watercolor and they are double-sided, so I have these. I have my Happy Planner hole punch and I have all of my pictures. I think there's one more thing I need. Oh yeah, I might need glue. Let me get my tape runner really quickly. I forgot I needed that. You would think I would have remembered that, but I didn't. I need my tape runner. So I have a Tombow tape runner, looks like this, that I will be using. I also have scissors off to the side. Okay, so first thing we need to do is, this was my inspiration. I took a thing I got in the mail and I punched it and just put some pictures all over it, and I thought, oh hey, that would be cute to do something for our wedding anniversary. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to measure stuff out. Alright, so I have the cardstock. I have a couple of pieces of the cardstock just in case I screw up, because that does happen with me from time to time. Alright, the next thing I have is I have sheets of paper, mini sized and classic size. So we'll put the mini one off to the side for now. This is just the sheet I was using to track the pictures that I was printing, but I figured I'd just use it. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to mark off the margins for a regular sized piece of Happy Planner paper. Now, I do not want this insert to be the same size as a sheet of Happy Planner paper. I want it to be a little bit smaller, but I figure the best way to do that is to mark off the size of an actual piece of Happy Planner paper. So I'm just actually kind of making dotted lines for almost like for cut marks, for cutout marks, just so I can see where exactly the sheet of Happy Planner paper lies. Okay, so that is the size. So the question is how much smaller do I really want to make it? So I am actually going to cut this out so that it is the size of the planner. I have a paper trimmer somewhere, or my husband does, but I don't really ever use it. I'm more of a scissors kind of girl. So I'm just carefully cutting along these lines, and actually how I'm cutting it right now, it's probably going to be a little bit bigger than the page of Happy Planner paper because I'm cutting on the outside of the line, which is totally okay. And actually, I think I am going to get that piece or the paper trimmer just in case, so give me 1 second. Hey, what are you doing? Nope. Yeah, you can't be here. Okay, so this is my husband's paper trimmer. We don't use it a lot, so it's super dusty. Okay, so I just figure it'll make it faster if I if I just do this instead. Although I'm not, like I said, I'm not great at the whole paper trimmer thing. And I'm pretty sure a paper trimmer needs a new blade or something. I should probably get one. It's not like they're that expensive. With all the other things I have. I'm gonna go this way. Trying to make sure we're on the line there. We're pretty close. Okay, so there we go. So this is our sheet of Happy Planner sized paper. So as you can see, it's pretty darn close. Okay. So I guess the question is, how much smaller do we want to make it? Because we don't want it to be the exact same size as the actual paper. So I know I don't want it this small. I want it bigger than this. So I'm just using this as a guide. I think I'm gonna go about right here, maybe only about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in from where it was before. So the thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use this sheet of Happy Planner paper here because I actually don't even have a ruler on me right now. I am going to use this as my marking lines for marking the sheet of paper because I can kind of do the whole dotted line thing again. So you can kind of see I'm making it smaller, but I'm also making it big enough for me to be able to put enough pictures on there and maybe even some text that I want to write. I'm not gonna, I don't think at this point, I really don't think I'm gonna use any stickers because the scrapbook paper I want to use is so colorful, so I don't think I'm going to use any stickers or anything, but I might have some things I want to write. So okay, so this is the size that we're making it down from the Happy Planner size paper. So again, just putting it on the paper trimmer, lining up those dotted lines that I made. There we go. So I think I'm going to invest in a new paper trimmer, although I don't really do a lot of crafty-ish stuff anymore, although I do really enjoy doing it. Maybe now that I have my printer, I will. Okay, so we are done with that. So this is the size of our dashboard. All right, so what we are going to do, this is the one I want to use first. And you just have to kind of figure out where you want it to go on the paper. So I want to catch some of these blues. Definitely want the purple or the pink, well, pink and the purple. So I think I'm going to set it here. So what you need to do for something like this is you just do that same dotted line thing. And that way you have the lines to cut on. Well, I guess we're not completely done with the paper trimmer because we'll use it for this too. I also outline the corners so that way I know exactly where it needs to go. And then you just go all the way around. I'm trying not to get my head and my hair in the picture or in the camera. And if I do, I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that I like to look really up close at stuff. And you don't have to make a ton of these lines, but I just sort of eyeball it. And now keep in mind, I've also never, ever done this before. So this is all new to me of something that I'm doing. So it's not going to be exactly right. And it also may not be like the best way to do this. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting off the excess paper so that it'll fit in the paper trimmer. So I'm just slicing off all this extra. And these don't have to be straight at all. There's no reason for them to be straight. Okay, so here we go. All right, actually, I'm gonna cut this side more because I'm gonna use this line to line it up here. Hopefully, actually, so I'm gonna cut this down like really close to this dotted line, just because it makes it easier for me to see if I'm on the line with the paper trimmer. That's the only reason. Okay. There. That's better. This is actually kind of difficult because of the way that I cut it. Let's do this. Let's get some straight edges first. Sounds like a plan. So right now, I am just cutting down some straight edges so that it's easier for me to measure everything. So I'm not cutting on my dotted line yet. Alright, so we're going to do the first one. We're going to go from the bottom this time because I can actually see the bottom and it's pretty straight. And now we can do the side one. There we go. And now we'll do the top one or whatever. I don't really know what's going to be the top and what's going to be the bottom right now. And the last side. All right. So we have this completely trimmed down now. So this is the size of that. So now we need to do the other side. So this is the one I'm using for the other side because I'm going to make it double-sided. So what I think I'm actually going to do instead of doing it in the middle, oh, well, the nice thing about, the reason I did it in the middle on the other one is because I wanted to catch all those colors. For this one, since it's pretty much the same color all the way around, I can actually use the side edges so I don't have to cut as much, which is nice. So I can just make these lines on 2 sides instead of 4 because I don't need all of that. And I'm using this black double-sided line as a line for the cutting. And yeah, I need to trim some of this down in order to get it in there. So just because it's a little bit on the big side. See this coming off. There we go. All right, so we are putting this in here for the lining up purposes. And there we go. Slice. And so we'll only have 3 lines we need to cut on instead of 4 because we got to cut off that bottom part. And this part. There we go. Okay, now we're done with paper trim. Alright, so these are the same size, or they should be. They're pretty darn close. And then we have our piece of cardstock that's going to go in the middle. So now what we're going to do is we are going to, I can't decide if I want to punch before I glue or after I glue. I think we're going to glue first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tombow permanent adhesive here, and I'm going to run along the edges because I definitely want it to stick on the edges. So I'm just running the adhesive along the edge. And then I'm going to just do some down the middle, like 4, so that we stick good. All right, so now you just line it up. If my head is in this camera, I am so sorry, but I am trying to see here. It is pretty close. You can see I'm a little bit off on the sides here. And then I'm just smoothing it down. So what am I gonna do about this? Cut it off. Just get really simple and we'll cut it off. All right, so same thing. Tape runner along the edges of the cardstock and then down the middle. There we go. And you just try to line it up as perfectly as you can. All right, so there is that. So sure, there's a couple of edges that aren't perfect. And you can go through with your scissors, chop them off. Actually kind of more, it's like I did it all on one side where the edges are that aren't great. But I'm not that much of a perfectionist that I care too much. Just as long as it's good enough. That's what I say. Good enough. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this side because I just made it a little lumpy. And this is going to be my punch side. So I'm just lining it up with the bottom line of the punch. And this is probably a little thicker than this punch would like it to be, but it's gonna work. It's called force. Okay, so what you're gonna see right here is that we went into one extra hole on the punch, which I didn't measure it for that. So I'm gonna get my paper trimmer out and I'm gonna pray to God it'll cut this. And I am going to trim that off because if I don't trim that off, it's going to get cut or get caught when I have it in the planner. Oh God. So my paper trimmer needs a new blade. See? That's how you know your paper trimmer is not sharp. So we're just going to ignore that and pretend like it doesn't exist. Okay, so we have our dashboard, and you'll notice that from my previous dashboard, it is bigger, which is nice. I wanted it to be bigger. But when you compare it to a page in the Happy Planner, it is not the whole size page. So that's nice. Also, you'll notice that this just flipped up on me. So I'm gonna take a little adhesive and glue it down. And it looks like that might be happening on a lot of these edges, which is okay, because all you have to do is put a little bit of adhesive down and they'll stay. Ta-da! Again, just making this up as I go, people. Making it up as I go. So anyway, all right, so let's get into the pictures. Hooray! All right, so this one and this one are on our engagement trip. Like right after we got engaged at Disney World, we took those. These are two of our actual engagement pictures. Okay, then we have some pictures from actual wedding day. And then these are kind of cool. So this is our 1-year wedding anniversary, our 3-year wedding anniversary, and our 5-year. A couple of pictures from our 5-year. So I'm actually thinking, what am I thinking? What do I want to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Goody, I printed 11 pictures. So I actually think I want to do an engaged side and a wedding side, I think. I'm not sure. Because for engagement pictures, I only have 4. And for wedding pictures, maybe I'll do an anniversary side, because then I can add a picture from this year's anniversary. So these will be on the anniversary side. This is going to be this front side. Or do I want this to be the front side? I think I want this side to be the front side. Okay. So we're going to start off with pictures from our, the question is too though, is everything going to fit? See, that's the other issue that you run into is, did I make this big enough for all of these to fit on here? They would. Okay. I'm gonna take our Halloween picture off because I can use that in another place. All right, so, and this is gonna be kind of like a collage. I don't necessarily want it to be straight. And I'm not writing on this side. The place I'm gonna do the writing is with the anniversary pictures. So this is just a matter of figuring out where I want everything to go. It's hard because the wedding pictures are all one direction. Maybe I'll take off this. So these are engagement pictures. And then we've got wedding pictures. And then I can actually write the dates right there. That might be good. Might be good. Okay, well, we're gonna go with that. So I'm going to put this one down first. So these are from the HP Sprocket. They just have a little sticky back. Ta-da! You just stick them down. So we actually got engaged at Disney World. Well, we met at Disney World. We got engaged at Disney World as well. And then we got married at Disney World. So our entire relationship is Disney theme park related. And I am perfectly okay with that. I'm also a member of the Disney Bride community, which is actually a really cool community to be a part of. Having a Disney wedding. And I love cars, so there's Mater. It's my faves. So all of these pictures right here are taken on Disney World property. So these two are overlapping, just so that everything fits. All right, so there's side one. So let's flip over to side two. Okay, so side two, as we said, is going to be sort of important milestones. So I'm going to incorporate this on this side. All right, so this is our first picture engaged. This would be our 1-year wedding anniversary. This is our 3-year wedding anniversary. And then I think I'm only going to pick one of these because I want to put one from this year on there. So I'm going to put it over here. So this is our 5-year wedding anniversary. And then that way 6 can go right there. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down first. And it looks like I don't have enough pictures right now to do this in my mini, which is okay. I hadn't originally planned to do one in my mini. I actually have a picture from our wedding in my mini already, so that's all right. So for our 5-year wedding anniversary, we went back to Disney, and then so that's this one. Our 3-year wedding anniversary, we went to a bunch of the caves here in Texas. So this is a picture from inside one of those caves. At the moment, I don't actually remember what cave it was. We did a bunch. And then this is our 1-year anniversary. We were actually living in Florida at the time. So I actually arranged for where we had our reception. We had our exact same wedding meal, and they let us use the party room at the top of the boat. It's at downtown Disney or Disney Springs, and so we did it all up there exactly where we were a year before. And then this is at Walt Disney World. When you come off of the Buzz Lightyear ride, there's like a little jail cell with Zurg that you can get inside of. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now comes the writing part. So I actually need to go get a marker because I want it to be bolder than just using a pen. So I will be right back. All right, so I have this set of Recollections brush markers back when I thought I wanted to brush letter, and I still don't really know how to use them. I'll be perfectly honest, I still don't know how to brush letter. So I'm just gonna test it and make sure it works. And I know these are not very good as far as brush letters. You know you're supposed to like something like that. I don't know, guys. So let's see. What do I want to put? I think I'm just gonna put our wedding date. So our wedding date Okay, so I'm writing here, and I've sped up this part just because it takes a little bit. But I am just putting our wedding date, which is the 1st of July, 2012. And I did say in the original recording, like, I'm not trying to brush letter or anything because I can't. So I'm just trying to make it look pretty and something that I actually enjoy looking at. And so here I'm writing the 2012 part. And then I have to stop for a minute and make sure that I am getting the year right, which I am. So it's 2012, and I'm just writing it all down. And then I do switch out to another color to try to add a little bit more pop, and I add a purple shade. Although I wasn't sure at first if it was going to show up or not, but I think it actually ended up looking pretty good. So there was this thing I used to do when I was in high school, and I would like write somebody's name in the middle of a piece of paper, and then I would outline it in another color and then do a different color, like a rainbow of 5 different colors, and just alternate till I got to the edge of the page. And doing this actually reminded me a lot of doing that. It was like high school flashbacks. It's pretty funny. So I'm just finishing outlining the black letters and numbers with this purple shade to just give it a little bit of extra pop. And then we're going to go to the back. So on the back, I wanted to put sort of the significance of the pictures that are here. So I had to get a different pen, which is a Vera Bradley fine point pen. And I initially just wrote all the words down, and then I was going to go back and sort of outline them and make them bolder. So the top picture is when we just got engaged at Walt Disney World. Our whole relationship basically revolves around Disney World. We met there, we got engaged there, we got married there, and our 1st anniversary was there, and our 5th anniversary was there as well. So now I'm just taking my sweet time and making those letters bolder so that they're easier to see. And my natural handwriting is sort of a mashup of print and cursive letters. So I just did my natural handwriting. I didn't try to do anything specific, just kind of keeping my own style with my own handwriting. And I actually really like my handwriting, so it's not a huge deal to me. So I have just engaged for the first picture. That first picture is when you get right off of the Buzz Lightyear ride in Magic Kingdom, and Emperor Zurg is behind bars, and you can climb in there and you can take pictures. That was actually the very first picture we took after getting engaged. And then the one that says 1 year, we actually did our 1 year anniversary at the same place that we did our reception. We had our same wedding meal and everything, and it was private up on the deck where our reception had been on the boat at Disney Springs, or what used to be known as Downtown Disney. For our 3-year wedding anniversary, we went on a tour of a bunch of the caves here in Texas, and we took a picture inside of one of those caves. Forget which one now. Might have been Natural Bridge. All right, there we go. Cool. All right, so it is done. Sweet. I'm excited. I've been wanting to do this for a while. And by a while, I mean like a week or 2 weeks or something. Okay, so we're gonna put it in the planner. So here we go. Move all of this out of the way. So we're gonna go to today, and as you can see, I do have a wedding picture on there already. This is my dashboard that I use to flip to everything. Put it on the top, put it on the bottom, put it on the top, put it at the bottom. Maybe the top. Alright, so here we go. Snapping it in here. There we go. Oh, I like it. It looks great in there. I could have maybe left it like the same length. My goal was to try to put it in here, but like in just those middle 3, 6, 7 rings. but I have 8, or I have 8 discs instead punched. I'm going to put it at the bottom. I like it better at the bottom because then I can still see the dates. Wow, guys, this was really fun and like really cool, and I really like it. I like it a lot. It's so awesome, and I'm probably going to use it all the time now. Alright, well, let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please like it and then subscribe. And then also any comments or anything that you would like to add, I would love to see those. Please just leave those down at the bottom or comment below and let me know. And I really want to put this in here. Maybe I'll just use it next week. But, oh my gosh, yeah. You know what? Since you're here, July, and I really want to use this. July is all about happiness and love and being married and all of that awesome stuff. So I am going to cover up that part of the take note box, and then I will do something to decorate later. And then I'm going to take this One of Us on Halloween and I'm going to cover up the don't forget part. And I will do something to cover up that stuff later. Yeah! There. Pictures inserted. That was totally off script. That was awesome. Alright guys, thanks so much. I hope you really like it. I really love it. Follow @PlanningWithPenguins on Instagram, and